Hello, hello, lovely beans. Welcome to the Autumn Mindset. Tis I, your host, Autumn Oakley. And today's episode, I want to chat about unique signs that you are embodying a high vibration. High vibration, we love to talk about, a lot of the basic things, that you experience a lot of joyful states of gratitude, of joy, of bliss, of peace, and operating a high vibration. It does really lead us to heal our physical selves, leave a lot of the mental states, the depression, the anxiety that we feel a lot of. So when you're operating at a higher vibration, we love to talk about, those aspects. But I want to talk about some weird, strange, unique signs, to help bring to your awareness to see if you are operating or embodying a high vibration. And if you want to know how to elevate your vibration and to step into your higher self energy, go ahead to check out my free masterclass, An Energy Movement Elevate 88, which consists of 8 steps that you can build into 8 consecutive weeks to see true transformation in elevated vibration or to build into your lifestyle in ways that are unique to you. These 8 steps will truly transform your life and your energy. And truly, that's my wish for you. I'll go ahead to post the link here, and it consists of 6 hours of audio and video teachings to help you to get to a better space. Because when we embody higher vibration, we elevate in health, wealth, and step into the life and way of living that we truly desire. And I really want that for you. So go ahead to check it out here. So today's episode, I wanted to talk about, the weird things, the unique signs that you may be embodying a high vibration. And these are things I've noticed. These are things that many people I know and a lot of people talk about. So let's see if you are, operating and embodying that high vibe that you deserve to be living at. So unique sign number 1 is whenever you go somewhere, it becomes busy right after you arrive. And this is, a unique sign that I've recognized over the years, but I've really recognized it now coming into this awareness of vibration. When we're operating at a high vibration, we are attracting, we are really, embodying a frequency that people are drawn to. So this is just a unique sign to see if you are operating and embodying that high vibe. Unique sign number 2 that you are embodying high vibration. Your mood tends to reflect the weather. And this seems hilarious, but really, we create our own reality with our inner world. And that really is about how we perceive the world, our thoughts, and, these aspects. So, yes, we can say, saying that sounds delulu. But really, it's just about a reflection of your inner world. You are the universe. And that really is key, is that, even if it's raining, even if the weather isn't, joyous or what you wanted, when you're operating at a high vibration, it doesn't really matter because you're grateful for it. You learn to enjoy the storms, enjoy the rain in a different way. So, one thing that I've seen and people I, have talked to have seen as well is that when you are operating high vibration, you kind of recognize that your mood reflects the weather. And a unique experience that I would love to share with you. And, this is just, maybe yes, it is just coincidence. Maybe it is synchronicities with the universe. Maybe it is a sign that is unique that you are embodying a high vibration. Whatever it is you believe is what I want you to believe in this moment. But, when I went to California last year, they had, huge rainstorms for weeks, heavy rain and floods. And it was the day I arrived that was the last day they had flooding. And yes, I understand that California is usually sunny, but it had been 3 weeks that they had severe floods, and it was expected on the weather forecast to continue raining. But it was the day I arrived that the sun came out, and it didn't rain again until I left, and I was there for a month. And, after that month, I had moved back to Vancouver, a place where it always rains. And, yes, it's so funny because when I got into my Uber, upon, arriving at the airport after all this sun, all this adventure time, I had heard from them that it had been raining for, weeks on end as well. But the day I arrived was the first sunny day that they had had. And that really was the start of me kind of recognizing that, when we're operating a high vibration, sometimes our mood reflects our, the weather, the things we're experiencing. Because when we bring our awareness to how we want to feel, when we direct our thoughts to, these aspects, it really just is presenting itself in our life. And yes, we're going to face struggle. Yes, we're going to have to endure the rain. This is just a part of it. But when we're operating a high vibration, these synchronistic, aspects really come into play. Unique sign number 3 that you are operating at a high vibration, embodying, elevating the high vibration, is that, you easily manifest the little things every day. Whether it's just you walking down the street, the lights seem to change right when you get to the corner that you can walk across. Sometimes, this has been me, when I catch transit, I stop looking at the times. I really just started walking, knowing and believing that it would be there. And when you're operating and embodying a high vibration, when you have these belief systems, these things start to fall in place in the most synchronistic way. So, you start manifesting the little things throughout your day. There was a time that, my bank account was closed and, with a fraudulent situation, and all my food froze in my fridge. So I didn't know how I was going to get food for the day. And I just, felt called to, obviously go to the bank, do this thing. And when I went and when I left, the second I left, somebody came out from the store next door with free pizza. And this is what I mean. People can just say these things are coincidence, and I get it. But when you're operating a high vibration, these things really just start falling into your life in the most beautiful way. You can really start to recognize that, our thoughts, being grateful for things, embodying a high vibration, really leads us to a different way of being. So you start manifesting the little things throughout your day, whether that's, a cafe that's always busy, there's never a table available. When you're operating a high vibration, often it is your favorite table that's always available the second you arrive. So go ahead to start questioning, what is it I'm manifesting? What are the little things in every day? Because we love to focus on the big manifestations, the things far in the future that will come in divine timing and in their own unique way. But, when we can really get to a state that we are embodying gratitude for the little things, we can recognize that I can manifest little things every day. And you bring your awareness to that you really hold power with your thoughts, and really just bring you to a space that when you elevate your vibration, beautiful things can come into your life every single day. And that's something to be grateful for. Unique sign number 4 that you are embodying high vibration is that you start craving clean foods and your taste buds change. And this is something I recognize as well, over different stages as I was recognizing my vibration was elevating, is that things started falling off, which is where we begin to talk about, how addictions, you replace it with something. But when you're operating at a high vibration and embodying that energy, that frequency, really, we get to this state, this space to recognize that I don't even crave, a lot of the processed food I once did. When I elevated vibration, unknowingly at the time, I was a person who did a lot of binge drinking. I wanted to consume a lot of starches and pasta and, processed protein powders and these things. But they just fell off as I was, elevating vibration and getting to a different space in my energy. So, when you start to crave clean foods, when your taste buds start changing, a lot of the time you'll hear people say, we didn't recognize we were eating so many vegetables. It just kind of came into play. It means that you're elevating vibration and, you're embodying different energy. So, if you are craving clean foods, it just naturally falls into place. And that is a unique sign that you are embodying high vibes. Unique sign number 5 that you are experiencing and embodying high vibration is that you have an increased flow state. We can feel really stuck in the mind at low vibrations because the energy is dense. The mind likes to take over. The ego likes to take over to avoid us doing things, to avoid us, doing those creative pursuits, doing the hard work to create our business, to have that difficult conversation, with someone that we feel deep down we need to have. But it's when we're operating a high vibration, the hard things become easier. When we feel that sense of fear, it doesn't feel as scary energetically in our body and in our nervous system. We're willing to step into these states. And what I recognize as well is that when you are, embodying high vibration, there's increased flow state. Yes, you will have to, unlearn things, do the inner work. But when you push through the resistance that you're experiencing, you get into a flow state that really lasts for prolonged periods of time, and you really expand the things that you love doing. Flow state really comes into a lot more aspects of your life. One, because you're shifting the things that you typically did when you're embodying lower vibrations and different mindsets. That was me, binging a lot of Netflix, not really doing the things I wanted to do, feeling a lot of, chronic illness in the physical sense, in the mental sense, because we're embodying, a lot of dense, heavy energy in a lower vibrational state. So, increased flow state, you will just get into writing a book and you don't even recognize time. And that really is a key. When, you're operating at a high vibration, when you're in flow state, time just flies by. So go ahead to question, am I in flow state a lot of the time? And if not, maybe I need to work on increasing and elevating my vibration. And you learn to recognize that, you really crave getting into a flow state when you're embodying high vibration. You don't really want to choose to do things that have no value with, the things that light you up. I was a person who always watched Netflix, but it doesn't hold value to me anymore. It didn't bring me fulfillment or purpose. I was really just trying to fill a void. So that's just something to bring to your awareness, is that if you feel that you are desiring to get into flow state a lot more often, you are elevating your vibration. And that can be, whatever it is that you love to do. Flow state can be going to a yoga class or, going to a spin class, doing those workouts, and you just get into a flow state where time doesn't exist. Where you are, writing a book, let's say, something maybe you put off for years, that creative pursuit. And, 6 hours goes by and it felt like two. When you're just doing the work to push through the resistance in your business, that you don't want to do this work, but once you get started and push through the resistance, you get into a flow state that 4 hours go by and it didn't even feel that bad. It didn't even feel that long. You start craving the flow state. You really start getting to a space that, you're seeking what's going to bring you into flow, a place where time doesn't seem to exist. Unique sign number 6 that you are embodying high vibration is that you have less physical aches and ailments. And this is important because the energy we embody can help heal us. And when you look at Joe Dispenza, when he speaks about, expanding our energy field, that we become more energy than mass, more than our physical self, this is really a big part of it, is that, energy is healing. Energy is meant to flow. And when we can bring ourselves to a space that we are elevating and embodying a higher frequency and vibration, our physical selves heal. We leave a lot of the chronic mental and physical struggle that we felt stuck to, and that was me, overcoming decades of chronic depression, chronic anxiety, post-traumatic stress, skin picking disorder, feeling the need to binge eat, all of these things that we feel stuck to, you begin to heal. And I was coming out of fibromyalgia, chronic pain where I was bedridden. And, a few years prior to that, when I was really unaware of vibration and how it held value in our lives and how, our body functions, I was coming out of post-viral syndrome. And it was in this as well that when I started eating clean food, I was naturally just elevating vibration. I cleaned up my systems. I started working out more. I started doing the things that naturally elevate you in vibration, that, I was healing. And, these were both, chronic illnesses that I was told, either had no cure or it would be a very prolonged recovery. And, yes, it took a year each time, but it's in these spaces that when we elevate vibration, we don't suffer as much of the physical ailments and aches that we feel in, that sore knee that you have, because there's inflammation there. If it's a lot of stomach issues, and that was me as well. I had such digestive issues in the past, especially with post-viral syndrome. And when I was, getting to a space that I was, raising my vibration, getting in that healthy place, my digestive issues completely went away. And this also goes with allergies. This goes with the physical sense. You get less physical aches and pains, and in the mental sense as well. But you also can, overcome a lot of things that sometimes we feel that we have no control over. And that was me. I had severe allergies with birch foods. So that was plums, pears, nectarines, basically all the pitted fruits and nuts like peanuts, almonds, walnuts, carrots, celery, some vegetables in there as well. And, fruits are high vibrational foods. So that was really a hard struggle for me, is that I didn't have access to a lot of the fruits to really elevate my vibe. But it's when I was able to step into an elevated vibration that, for decades I was borderline anaphylactic. I had gone to the medical clinic to have those tests on your arm. They said you shouldn't be eating these. And, it was, years later when I was recognizing that I was elevating vibration that I felt called to test it. And testing that theory, I went ahead to have some peanut butter. I had no reaction. A person who was, allergic to all of these things in a very severe way, that my lips, my throat would start to close. I was borderline anaphylactic. And, when I was in a space that I was embodying higher vibration, I didn't have those allergies anymore. They went away. And that really is a unique sign that you are operating at high vibration as well. So, unique sign number 7 is that past addictions begin to fall off. And this kind of goes with what I was saying with, maybe substance use, the foods you were craving, those cravings begin to fall off. But that also goes with addictions because, yes, it's not just about the foods. Sometimes we can feel addicted into habits, whether that is, smoking, whether that's, vaping, whether that is binging Netflix all the time, whether that's, you have an addiction with porn, whether that's you have an addiction of, self-harm in some way. The things that we obviously don't want to be partaking in, but we feel addicted to it, binge eating, whatever it may be. And we just keep falling back into this addictive habit. When you're operating a high vibration, these things just naturally fall away. And that's a beautiful thing. And that is something I've experienced in many different avenues in my life. And that is my wish for you. And lastly, the 8th unique sign that you are embodying a high vibration is that, you feel less stress, even when stressful situations come up. And they can be extremely stressful situations, but you really get to this space that you trust that things are, happening that they're meant to. You understand that you are protected, by the universe, whatever it may be, by God, whatever it is you want to believe in. And, you really get to a place that you hone a lot of trust and, understanding that it's all going to be okay. And you gain that confidence within yourself to know that I can make the change I want to see. So when stress comes up, I used to be someone who embodied so much anxiety, having panic attacks, going into burnout, stress, 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 stress. I lived, close to 3 decades in a state of fight or flight, basically every day. And that took a lot of healing. That took a lot of, going into, doing the inner work to heal a lot of trauma, to recognize how my nervous system and mind was functioning. But it's when we do these things, we actually elevate vibration naturally. When we do the healing, because what has been repressed is really just weighing us down. So, when we are embodying high vibration, we really can come to this space that when stress comes up, it doesn't affect you in the same sense. You really just kind of sit there, look at it, bring your awareness to it, and it doesn't overwhelm you to the point that you feel like you want to avoid, that you feel like, you're really, really anxious and overwhelmed. It doesn't feel as stressful. And yes, it will still bring on stress. It will still bring you to a space that, you need to do the hard work to, rectify the situation and do these things. But it doesn't affect you in the same sense that you feel helpless, that you feel hopeless, that you feel like there is no way out. And that really is just a good shift in your mindset anyway, is that when you view stress, you just view it in a different way. And that is today's quick episode of 8 simple and fun, unique signs that you are embodying high vibration. And as mentioned, if you are looking to elevate your vibration, to experience a different way of being and step into the quantum reality, if you will, go ahead to check out my free masterclass to really elevate your vibration, Elevate 88. It is an 8-step free masterclass program and energy movement to help you get to a better space and elevate your health, wealth, and everything in between.